Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. This is portfolio update number 169. And on Mondays, what I do is I deposit $100 into my taxable M1 stock brokerage account, my Average Joe Dividends portfolio. And where that $100 goes depends on my allocations. You can see the actual and target for the three slices within this portfolio. I'll leave a link below so you can see what's all in this portfolio. But we can see right here what's really underweighted is right here in the ETFs portion of the portfolio. I'll click on this slice and show you what's in there. And the bulk of the portfolio is in the ETFs portion, which is SCHD and BST. And we can see that BST is really underweighted. So that's my best guess of where the money went to. We'll go ahead and we'll click on the activity log here. And we can see there's the deposit, the $100, and then there was a trade of one buy for $100 also. And it was no surprise that it went to BST. The $100 went there. And I'll click on this and we'll see what it bought. It bought 2.87894 shares of BST, so almost 3 full shares of BST with that $100. What we're going to do next is we're going to jump on over to my Google Docs spreadsheet, and we're going to see the effect that this buy had on the portfolio for income. We'll also go over some historicals as well. You can see how the portfolio is done over the last year, and it's gone up 8.75%. When you count dividends in there, look at that, 13.74% has been the total return of this portfolio. So let's go on over to the Google Docs spreadsheet. I'll leave a link for this spreadsheet below so you can see it has everything that's in the portfolio. There's 52 different companies in the portfolio, rather 52 different positions in the portfolio. There's 50 individual positions plus the 2 ETFs. One of them is a closed-end fund, which is BST. SCHD is an ETF. So I'll walk you through this sheet really quickly. It has the company, the ticker symbol, the share price, and the share price is pulled with a Google Finance function. You can see it's looking up in B2 PNC, and it's returning the price there live. Here is the average share price I've paid for each position. Here are the total number of shares I own. Here is the value if I were to sell the position. Here's my cost basis. And then here's the gain or loss, including dividends. Here is that gain or loss in a percentage. Anything above 25% will be in green. Anything from 0 to 24.9 will be in white. Anything that is a loss, like Hershey's there, you can see that's in red. Here's the dividend per share that's paid quarterly. I have 2 monthly pairs, which are O and then BST. And remember, BST is where we bought the 2.8 additional shares of BST. We can see the current yield of BST at 8.56%. Here's the yield on my cost because I've bought my shares for lower than the current share price. And then we'll go here. Here is the pay date. Everything on this sheet is arranged by the pay date. And for instance, PNC, once they announce their new pay date, I'll put that it'll be likely the first week of May. So plus 3 months, and then I'll reshuffle the deck, and then PNC will become a May payer. But we are still in March. We're in the last week of March, and we can see here are the companies that have paid me so far. This is the actual dividend received in the dark green. These companies are in dark green because they are paying in March. I'm going to select here, and I'll show you the dividends I've received so far in the month. And then I've received a total of $237.49, but we have a lot more companies to go. You can see all the companies set here to pay. One of them, I don't know what it's going to pay yet because SCHD has not yet announced their new dividend. It's going to be lower than the 26 cents that was Q4 of 2024. It's going to be the low 20s, probably 20, 21 cents is what I'm estimating. So it's going to lower this. It's going to probably be in the 700s rather than the 900s here. But let's take a look, though. Tomorrow, BlackRock is going to be paying me a dividend. Let's go ahead and look that up. And M1 has a 1 day delay. So technically, if you looked up when BlackRock pays its dividend, it's going to say March 24th. I add that extra day because M1 has a 1 day delay. And we'll go to the holdings tab and we'll find BlackRock in here and actually go to portfolio. And then we'll go to the dividend portfolio, I believe. Actually, it's back here. It's in the 12 more dividends slice. So let me go over here. Average Joe dividends. It's in here. 12 more dividends. Sorry about that. So there's BlackRock right here. And we're going to look up the next dividend here. And usually the 1 month view will show you the dividends earned. And you can see 1043 is what I'll wake up to in dividends from BlackRock. And I didn't buy any more fractional shares after the ex-dividend date. So the next dividend is matching there. But it's not going to be the case for BST because we are past the ex-dividend date. But we'll see what the next dividend is going to be for BST at the end of April. So we're going to put plus 1043. So you can see kind of some historicals of how BlackRock's dividends have been growing for me. These are 3-month increments starting from 66 cents. You can see how it's gone up to $4 even, to $6 to $8, $9. And you can see we're well into the tens, and it's going to go up now tomorrow because I'm going to drip that dividend. That 1043 is going to buy me fractional shares of BlackRock, and it's going to make the next dividend in June, likely the 3rd week of June, even higher. So you can see how it's going to go up, and you can see the dividend increase. In January, it was only 2% for BlackRock, but I've had a pretty good appreciation of the stock there at 46% since I've owned it. So let's go look at BST. We're going to pull some data from M1. We're going to put that 508.02, and this is just to show you what the dividend would be. I think I had last week, I think, was a carbon copy of today, where on last Monday I did a $100 deposit. It all went into BST. Let's just take a look at that and see where the next dividend is going to be, where it's earned. And let's go back to BST here. I'm going to pull up the 1 month view. Let's see if it's still there. There it is. So actually, at the end of this month, I'll receive 507.29 because I've been buying whole shares of BST. But it's still going to be a nice dividend, but it's going to be 507.29. But the next dividend is going to go up even more because remember we bought those additional, I think it was 2.8 shares. And we're going to update this sheet really quickly. It's going to show what the next dividend is going to be in April, as well as our cash flow averages for monthly, quarterly, and annual are going to go up. We're going to see that change as well. And I've calculated the monthly, quarterly, annual there. This is the current, and this is going to change. This is going to go up as a result of those 2.8 shares of BST, and we'll see that effect here in just a second. We'll go to Holdings tab. We're going to pull that data from the name column, go all the way down. I could probably just do it from here. We'll see if, well, I don't want to risk it. We could have some errors happen as a result. But usually what I do is I just grab everything starting from the name column, go all the way down, even though the other stocks didn't change, because BST was the only one that changed. We go to the M1 data tab, and then right there in A1 we paste special, values only, and really all that changed were these 3 values, where the new number of shares of BST, my cost basis, and the average share price I've bought BST at. That's all that's changed. So we'll go to the dividend portfolio tab, and we can see the next dividend is changed from 508.02. Again, this is going to be for April because we're going to receive the 507 in change from BST here. So I just kind of want to point that out. If I can go to the right place, if I could go to the ETFs and then BST and then 1 month view. Yeah, so the 507.29, we're just going to increase that. It's going to be a 508.74. at the end of April. We'll go ahead and take a look now at the monthly, quarterly, and annual, see how those have gone up. So we've gone from 1,048.83 now to 1,049.55. And then quarterly has gone from 3146.48 to 3148.64. And then annual has jumped up from 12,585.94 to 12,594.58. So we're going to carry the new monthly cash flow average, the 1,049.55, over to the monthly average dividend tracking tab. So 1,049.55. We'll scroll to the bottom. There we go. New value. So with the $100 deposit, which bought the shares of BST, we have added 72 cents of monthly income to the portfolio just with that buy. And so let's go on over to the dividend tracker tab. I've been doing these videos since January 2021. And you can see here what the portfolio value was here. And it was at $18,700. And what I've been doing, of course, is I've been entering or depositing more and more into the portfolio slowly. So kind of dollar cost averaging and buying more and more shares. And you can see over here the portfolio value, the dividends paid for the full month there, January 2021. And you can see how it started at $37.41. Let's go to where we're at right now. And you can see here's the total dividends paid so far in March, the $237.49. You can see the portfolio value has, of course, gone way up since we're in March 2025. And you can see here's the average monthly dividend at $1,049.55. You can see how that's just been going up and up as we've been buying more and more shares, as well as dividends increasing for each of the positions over the years as well. Of course, this is going to go down once CHD announces that Q1 dividend, but you can see the monthly increase, though, so far at $5.65 for a month-over-month gain of 0.54%. Here's the annual dividends again at $12,594.58. And I've increased those annual dividends by $67.78 in the month of March alone. And we've deposited $100 there. So we're up to $700 in deposits for the month of March. We're not even done yet. We have a lot more dividends to go. I'm predicting we're going to get in the 1600s. We'll see. And you can see last year I was at 1446, not even quite 1450. And I think pretty confidently we're going to be at 1600, right around there. So we'll close this video out and we'll go over the net worth statement here, which of course has been down because the stock market has dropped because of all the talks of tariffs. But I'll show you where the other 85% of my net worth is at. And it's in boring ETFs, like over at Vanguard. I have an IRA, a Roth IRA, a taxable brokerage account, and the total over there, at least today, is at about $464K. And then here is my current 401k with my current employer that I've been with since March of 2020, and it's at $98K. And then here's an IRA of my prior employment from about 1996 to about 2019, right about there, and that IRA is at $692. And then here is the dividend portfolio that we went into at length at $273K. And then here's my 1-year emergency fund at $56,800, and that's just rounded to the nearest $100. And then over at Synchrony, I have a 6-month emergency fund at $13,600. And then over at Capital One, I have 2 months of spending right there at $12,400. Here is my checking account at U.S. Bank, $1,500. And then here's my home value. Here's my liabilities right now over at U.S. Bank. These are just the balances in the credit cards, which I'll pay off in entirety before they're due, so I won't incur any interest on these credit cards. And then here is my mortgage at 6.25%. And then here's my total net worth, subtracting out the liabilities at 1.763 million. Here's the breakdown in stocks at 86%, home equity at 7%, and then cash just below 6% at 5.7%. Here it is, breakdown in pre-tax and after-tax really the pre-tax, that's IRA 401k right there. You can see I'm a 401k millionaire. Plus the after-tax freedom that I have in more liquid assets, and primarily like taxable stock brokerage account. And of course, the brokerage account we went into at length, the M1 portfolio, the dividend portfolio over there. Here's a breakdown: US, international, mostly just US. Here's the average monthly dividend for all sources that include dividends and interest. And once I'm 59.5, I would have access to this so I could live off of the dividends and interest without selling a single share of anything, nor withdrawing any cash, just living off the dividends and interest. And by the time I'm 59.5, it's going to be a lot higher. But you can see 2022, I was really closely tracking my W-2 income with expenses and then showing a gap. That's my goal every single month, is to have a gap, and of course invest that gap so I can grow my net worth. You can see what it was just a couple years ago, November 2022, and where we're at right now, a lot higher, almost $500,000 higher right there, if I do my math correctly there, in just a couple years. So that's all I had to show you for this video, was what I bought with my $100 deposit. Of course, it went into BST. You can see the number of shares are up to now at BST at 2,034 shares of BST. So at the end of April, we can see what that new dividend is going to be, that 508.74, but it's going to be 507 and change though at the end of March. So I mean, it's still going to be a very nice dividend to receive